Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, The Young and the Restless. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before starting the video, please subscribe and keep watching for more details. Phyllis confronts Victor, and Sally asks Adam to come clean. When Audra walks into Victor's office at Newman, he welcomes her back. She tells him that the trip to Paris was quite the whirlwind, and she has lots of updates. She's surprised that he asked to meet there given that his involvement in Glissade is still a secret. He starts quizzing her about whether she did anything to provoke Summer in the custody fight. Kyle walks in, wanting an answer about that as well. She claims she's done nothing to provoke Summer. Kyle says his ex thinks Audra is a dangerous influence, protesting that she's never even met Harrison. Audra declares this is not her problem. Victor announces they should all move on. When Audra claims she's eager to explain her trip, Kyle asks if she was going to fill Victor in on it without him. She thought Kyle would be confused by the minutiae. They sit, and she explains everything that she took care of. Kyle points out that most of what she handled was stuff that was already sorted out in New York. Since she's back, Victor suggests they plan a launch party. Audra wants them to portray themselves as dynamic and flashy, but Kyle thinks they need to seem elegant and sophisticated. They start bickering about optics, and she insists they need to show they are nothing like Jabot. Seeing the tension between them, Victor orders them to figure it out or face the consequences. He's given them a tremendous opportunity and suggests they not squander it. Kyle asks to speak to Victor alone about the custody suit. Suspicious, Audra leaves them alone. Immediately, Kyle promises that he has her handled. Victor hopes he's not going to regret hiring him. The abbot explains that he had tried hard to smooth things over with Summer and retain joint custody. She refused unless he cuts Audra out of his life completely. He is clear that this was Summer's idea, not his. She's determined to keep Audra out of his life and away from Harrison. Victor suggests that he could use an ally at a time like this. Audra meets with Nate in the jazz lounge and declares she has returned in triumph. He kisses her and says he's much better now that she's here. He was tempted to fly over to Paris and surprise her. She reminds him they agreed to keep things casual. He assures her he's respecting her boundaries. Audra brags about how on fire she was and how she didn't meet Kyle at all. She wishes the owner of Glissade would let her get rid of him. She's sure that Kyle is actively looking to sabotage her. He's currently speaking to the owner without her present. Nate urges her to play this smart. Even if Kyle plans to chip away at her power, she needs to keep a cool head. Audra agrees to that. There's something she needs from Nate urgently, an early dinner. Nate and Audra go to the dining room of the athletic club. She asks what it would look like if they had a relationship. He says they would have meals like this, discuss their days, and he would be there for her. That sounds like what they've been doing, and she's been enjoying it. Oh, she says as Kyle walks in. Nate suggests they ignore him, but he walks over. Audra wants to know what he talked about with their boss. How badly did you throw me under the bus this time? She asks. Summer meets with her mother at society. Phyllis can see she's frazzled. Her daughter admits that Chance talked her down, but then she was up all night worrying. Now she trusts Kyle even less than before. She said that she met with Kyle after Victor pushed him to compromise. For a second, she thought she had the upper hand, but Kyle just wanted to keep joint custody. Her mom says he's put her through so much. Summer blames her ex for everything. If he wants to make things better, he needs to cut all ties with Audra for good. Phyllis thinks it's great that she is stepping up for herself, but is this demand a bluff? Realistically, she doesn't think that Kyle can do that. He's out at Jabot and can't walk away from Glissade. Summer dismisses it as his problem. He acted like she was trying to control his life, and she can't understand why. She also can't understand why he's so attached to working with that woman. Audra needs to be far out of his orbit and away from Harrison. Phyllis asks if it would bother her if Kyle and Audra were together again. Is her anger about Harrison or that? Summer gets defensive at any suggestion that she's jealous. She tells her mom this is getting way off track, but Phyllis says no one is thrilled that their ex has moved on. Summer insists she doesn't want him back.